is Iraq. Look at us blowing up. Nobody showing up. Nobody owing up. هذا العراق. بدايتك آخرتك. جوازك آخرتك. جوازك وينه؟ بس دير بالك لك لا تغلط. Look how they freaking out. Take your clothes off. Rape. Taking photos. Grape. I'm so petty. They don't get it. They're immune. This is telly. That's the news. Media blackout.
Ainsley, it's a real pleasure to have you with us on Middle East Matters. Now, of course, throughout history, music has mingled with politics and vice versa. Why did you decide to bring these two worlds together?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. I've actually been doing music for over 10 years now, so it's nothing new for me to get involved in music. And given that it's sort of my platform of choice, if I want to make a statement, educate, raise awareness, talk about a subject that's sort of that I'm passionate about, then definitely music will always be my platform of choice. I mean, other people might relay their message using the art form that they're most familiar and comfortable with. For me, it will always be music, and I think it's a useful way of reaching a wider audience, reaching out to the masses, so to speak.
Now, of course, different artists have used This Is America as their template to tell what they call their truth. What was behind your decision here?
I think there's been over 20 remakes now, and apart from the funny ones, a lot of them educate and shed light on their country. Things that I've seen them all, and I didn't know what was going on in Nigeria or India, and I think they're brilliant. The more of these, the better. Everyone speaks about the social and sort of political issues that country is facing, and ultimately that's what I wanted to achieve as well. To sort of shed light, raise awareness, and speak about something that's close to my heart, and use a platform that's that helped that could best help the song go viral and reach a wider audience.
I do want to talk about your lyrics. I won't attempt to rap, but I'll try. I actually won't. This is Iraq. Look at us blowing up. Nobody showing up. Nobody owning up. Do you perceive the country as the forgotten war in a way?
Yeah, definitely. And it's not a perception. I think it's factual, and I'll tell you why. It's because we've forgotten to hold anyone accountable or liable for what's happened. I mean, you're talking about over 1 million people dying as a consequence, whether directly or indirectly, of the US-led invasion. And for 1 million people or over 1 million people to be murdered in a war that the UN has declared illegal, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that no one's been tried at the ICC, at the International Criminal Court, till date. And I don't think that's going to ever happen. But I think there's no justice if we provide people with immunity and others that so people that get sort of special treatment to others. If you were to sort of change the roles a bit, if the invading countries, let's say, were from the east, and the country they invaded was a Western country, I'm sure there'd be uproar, it'll be all over the media, and you would have got someone at the International Criminal Court over 10 years ago. So I just don't see why the situation's any different here, and why people are immune to being trialed at a criminal court for what's happened, for all the blood that's on their hands.
Tell me about the kind of reactions that you've been getting from both Iraqis and Americans to this song, which obviously divulges what you see to be injustices in Iraq.
I mean, there's been positive and negative reactions from both ends of the spectrum. I've had Iraqis and Americans thanking me for releasing the video, Iraqis for sort of telling Iraq's story, and Americans for shedding light on certain aspects of the war that they weren't familiar with, in particular the Abu Ghraib prison. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have the negative comments. I've had Iraqis who have insulted me for showing the country in such a negative image, and even to the extent of receiving death threats from Americans who weren't happy viewing the American flag on the floor, wrapped around one of their fallen soldiers, which was never supposed to be the intent behind that scene anyway.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for. INZ, Iraqi rapper, thank you so much for speaking to us here on Middle East Matters, all the way from Dubai.